All right, everybody. Does my mic sound okay? My mic feels like it's not playing well.
You sound great.
Oh, good, good, good. I like it. Thank you everybody for hanging out, you guys. We're running a little late. Little late. But yeah, everything should be working okay. Let me fix my there we go. All right. 44 live. Chilling on a Friday night. This is the Hot 10 on House of Stein. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to the one and only Ben Stein. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Big day tomorrow. Ohio State college football starts.
Yeah.
I hate it when they all start saying how great you are in the preseason. That always makes me nervous.
Well, he's supposed to be aren't they saying that he might win the Heisman?
CJ Shroud, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna yeah, it's between him and uh what's
Check,
her name
check, check.
from Alabama, but
Ooh.
who knows?
That's very interesting, man. It'll be interesting to see what happens throughout the year. Richie he might jump in later. We'll see what happens. We're hoping that he'll get a chance to jump in here. Mighty Mel V, of course, you guys know he usually tries to jump on at some point. And yeah, so all kinds of goodies, you guys. We've got a lot of stuff to go over. And I'm having problems with my internet, it looks like. We got a storm going on here, so hopefully, fingers crossed.
I thought it didn't rain in Phoenix in the summer.
Oh, bro, I wish. We get the monsoons, bro, and it goes crazy, dude. It goes absolutely bonkers. So,
It's funny. I
eh,
actually had a claim today from Glendale, and I was like, "Oh, that was weird. A tree fell on somebody's house." I was like, "That's weird."
yeah, monsoons, bro. Monsoons. It's crazy out here. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So it is the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. It is Labor Day weekend, holiday weekend. Everybody's gonna have a good time, and we're starting it off on Friday night with the Hot 10. We got a lot of stuff to go over. You know, it's con season is still kind of going on. We got more cons coming. We got Las Vegas, we got New York, we've got Baltimore. We've got a lot of cons to go. And I feel like with the con season going, it's just been drama after drama after drama after drama. Whether it's having something to do with the con or it's DC doing something silly with their, food heritage month, which was ridiculous. And by the
What?
way, it
Food
was
heritage.
ridiculous. Yeah, it was ridiculous when you did it back for, Asian and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month too. Like, what are you doing? Did you see all the covers, Ben?
For food?
Yeah, for food heritage. Did you see them?
No, I didn't even know there was such a. First of all, I didn't even know there was such a thing as food heritage.
Oh,
What?
bro. Oh, poor Stein doesn't know about the Green Lantern holding a bag of tamales cover. We'll save that for him for a little later. We don't want to get
What?
him too angry. We don't want to get him too angry. You haven't heard that yet.
Is that the hold? Is that no? Is that the one that I saw like two? Was it like two covers or something? And they, I didn't, but I didn't know. I had no idea what they were talking about.
I'm gonna show you it, dude. It will trip you out, bro. It
Hey,
is.
Justin, that's about what I do. I'm always like, man, I, I try so hard to avoid all the nonsense. There's so much noise out there, and I try so hard to avoid most of it. Um, this I
It's
just I didn't even I don't even I still what is food heritage? I don't even know what that means.
Well, so DC decided to, they do the Heritage Months where they did the Asian and Pacific Islanders. They did, I think they did like a thing for February, also.
Yeah, sure, okay.
And so now that this month, I guess they were doing a Hispanic Heritage Month, which is very interesting, right? And the thing is that it was just a complete ridiculousness mistake again, like, people just dropping the ball, making mistakes. And we had that issue with what if Miles was Thor. You remember how ridiculous that was a couple months back, where they had all of Asgard now were black, and they were like speaking like crazy hip hop stuff in
Oh, and it was like written by like a white dude, right, or something like something.
Yeah, it was
something.
written by a he was Asian and Hispanic, I believe. So it felt so forced and so off. And so DC decided to go, well, you think you could mess it up, wait till you see what we can do. And this is what happened with DC. And I know everybody's been going over this all week, but I got to show this to Stein. So this is a famous mural done by Jorge Gonzalez Camarena, and it's a really famous mural. And Jorge Molina, the comic book artist, great comic book artist, said, I want to homage this for Mexican Heritage Month. And he did. And he did a beautiful job. This is a beautiful cover, right? You got the Mexican flag in it. You've got it's homaged very well, right?
Okay.
Very well. And they put Kyle Rayner in it. And by the way, for those of you guys that didn't know, I didn't know this, Kyle Rayner's father was Hispanic, and I didn't know that. So that's new to me. And Kyle Rayner's one of my favorite characters. So that was cool. But the problem is that DC decided to change it to they had Jorge Molina draw 2 copies. And the second copy, they took away the flag, they took away the eagle with the snake, they took away, the corn and all that, and maize and all that stuff behind him. I think it's called maize, and gave him a bag of tamales. Pretty ridiculous. Pretty bad, dude. And then, not only that, there's more covers, dude. How about this one? Blue Beetle with a bunch of tacos. That feels a little off. Bane. I don't know what this is. Eating flan, right? Hot girl delivering food as a waitress. Like, what? You know what I mean? And Mel, I think it was Mel that said it really well. It was Mel. It was either Mel or Ninth. I can't remember. Or it might have been Remo. Somebody that said, what if they did this for Black Heritage Month and they had them eating watermelon and fried chicken? People would go crazy. They'd lose it, And that's what it feels like. It just feels like this is getting to a level of ridiculousness. To me, this is the only one that is anyway decent. Like the rest of them, I don't even know what's up with this one. This one doesn't feel like anything but a regular. I don't know. She got like a tortilla in her hand or something. It's so off and it's so out of touch. And
so it's supposed to be Hispanic month, but they've just made it into a bunch of food things?
Stereotypical food. Yeah, bro. And I think I'll be honest, Ben. I think that like they messed up so bad that they're like, instead of saying like, yeah, we messed up, they like I feel like they had the rest of them made to be food, because this cover that he originally wanted to do is gorgeous. And it's a great homage to this mural. It would have been so fire. And they decided to, at the end, after all the backlash, they said, okay, yeah, we're going to put it out like this, which is good. It's smart that they're doing that. But it was just, it felt so forced and out of touch. And again, here we are. Like, I feel like bad karma begets more bad karma, right? There's something that's got to take place where that bad karma's got to be put, stopped, and something big for that to happen, because all the con drama, the DC drama, the CGC, CBCS drama, the whatnot stuff, like it just feels, comics is feeling very heavy right now to me. It's very heavy, and I don't like that. I want comics to be fun. I want us to enjoy talking about this. You know what I mean? Like, and having fun, and it just feels so heavy and forced. So,
Wow. Okay, that's why I don't read. That's why I don't read the news or read any articles. I just stay in my own little in my own little world. And okay,
yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's really crazy. But that being said, you guys, we're going to try and have a little fun tonight. Now, of course, we're going to talk about a little goofiness here and there, but it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. But you let me know if my internet is off, Stein, because I can't really tell. It's telling me there's a little bit of a silliness, but
well, if what's bad is if you go down, I'm just gonna be sitting here. I'm gonna have to do like some dancing or something. I don't know what I'll do. I'll pick up a random book above my head or something, talk about it. I don't know.
no, I think we're going to be just fine, you guys. I want to say thanks to everybody that is here. 110 live at the beginning of the show. That's amazing, you guys. If you're not already subbed up, hit that red subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up, you guys. There's 110 live watching right now. Let's get that 100 thumbs up right off the bat. Right off the bat, give us 100 thumbs up. It'll help out immensely. You guys are supporting us by not only subscribing, you're supporting us by being in the live chat. You're supporting us by hitting the thumbs up. You're supporting us by, all this stuff. So thank you. I froze already.
Yeah, it's funny. Your audio is fine, but like your face, like just as all of a sudden you're like, and you're still talking.
Well, let me try something real quick. Ready? All right, here we go. I'm gonna leave and come back. So let me try this real quick. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so AOA while he's out, while Brian's out, I can't really draw anything. I can draw a tornado. How about that? Look at that. I can draw a tornado. Look at that. That's pretty good tornado, right? I got nothing else. Hopefully we're still live. Are we still live? Are you guys there?
We're still live.
We're still live.
All right, you guys. Hopefully that worked. We'll see how it plays out. I don't think so. Connection is unstable. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging into a router.
No, Spectadeck, I'm not an OSU alum, but when you're from Ohio, you basically, every person in the state of Ohio adopts Ohio State. You just can't not be Ohio State if you were born and raised in Ohio. Kind of like Alabama. Right. Well, Alabama, you have a choice, but Ohio, it's Ohio State.
This is just going to piss me off all night. This stuff is going to drive me crazy. Am I frozen again?
No.
Okay, good. All right, here we go.
Well, your video just keeps like about every 10 seconds, but your audio is fine.
Okay, good. All right,
then we'll just keep talking.
All right, you guys, here we go. You guys know how this works. We get started with the Almost 10, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. The Almost 10 starts today with an amazing find by the one and only Ben Stein. You guys know I love creator firsts. I love early creator works, especially the really tough ones to find, like the self-published stuff and early fanzine stuff. And Alan Moore and Frank Miller have two of the really tough ones. Frank Miller has like a thing he did at school, I believe, that he put out, and like a fanzine thing. And then Alan Moore has something here. What's going on, Ben?
Yeah, so this is some kind of fanzine from like 1974 or something like that. I don't know. Shadow number 13. One, it's a really cool black and white cover. Like the picture that I found on this, that I'm not even sure. It looks like it's almost like the old school book binding or something like that on the left. Yeah. It's very strange. But inside is this art from Alan Moore when he was 17 years old.
Amazing. So freaking cool.
From the festival with a bunch of White Hood. I'm not really sure what what this
If
is
they're
about
yeah.
or anything like that. But yeah, so it's got Alan Moore's, signature there in the bottom right hand corner. Um, yeah, so Alan Moore, when he was 17 years old back in the early 70s, from this Shadow number 13, this fanzine, um, the sale that was this, I don't know how rare this is. I'm assuming it's probably pretty rare since it's 50 years old. But it sold for 1,400 this week. Um, but I mean, how would you even know if that's a good price, a high price, a low price? I have no idea. I mean, some things like this just don't ever pop up. And my guess is that because nobody has ever talked about it, there's probably a huge swath of people that didn't even know this existed.
And another group of people that have been looking for it for years.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like remember when when Bone number one was really popular, and then there was the Tales from the Lantern that a lot of people didn't know came before Bone. But once people all of a sudden are like, "Oh, there it is," then all of a sudden that price of that Tales from the Lantern went sky high.
Yeah. I love this type of thing. You guys know that. I mean, I talk about it all the time. So Moore was born in 1953 in Northampton, a working class family, to a working class family who he believed had lived in the town for several generations. So yeah, he went to Spring Lane Primary School, and at the same time began reading comic strips, initially in British comics such as Topper and the Beezer, but eventually also American imports. He later passed his 11 plus exam and was therefore eligible for grammar school, where he first came into contact with people who were quote unquote middle class. And it says here that in the late 60s, Moore began publishing his poetry and essays in fanzines, eventually setting up his fanzine Embryo. So be on the lookout for Embryo also. Yeah, man. Here's another interesting thing, and not a lot of people know about this, but he did a lot of stuff under a pseudonym, and the pseudonym was Kurt Vile. And so be on the lookout for that. It's very interesting, doing a deep dive on a lot of these, greats. And this is definitely one of them, man. So this is very cool. I'm going to be doing a lot of research in this. I'm going to be putting it into the creator first list because this is super cool.
Yeah, never heard of this before.
Yeah, and that's why it went for $1,400, you guys. So, all right, next on the list. This is kind of weird, man. This cover is so weird to me, dude. Batman 66 number 3, the Cully Hammer 1 in 25 variant, and look at that mustache there.
The Joker mustache is really weird.
That's Caesar. And if you remember Cesar Romero, that's how Cesar Romero looked because he didn't want to cut his mustache, so they would just put paint over it.
Yeah, it looks really odd though, drawn on this, and like Batman looks real like Gumby-ish. I don't know another word, but it just something. It looks real way off or something on it.
Adam West died not too long ago, so rest in peace to Adam West.
But these from this Batman 60, not the Batman 66 all red variants that they did that monthly thing or whatever, but from the actual series, this Batman 66, there were several 1 in 25s that went way, I think maybe into like issue 6, 7, something like that. Nobody was ordering this Batman 66 title at all. So these are very, very hard to find. If you see any of these 1 in 25s for, $15, $20, buy them. This one sold this week for 100. But yeah, so it's just one of those things of these are just not for, especially for any kind of Batman variant. Most of Batman variants are pretty easy to find. These are not.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense, man. I remember at the time wondering, like you said, when these came out, people knew about how tough these were to come by. And I remember at the time thinking to myself, man, I don't know why everybody wants those. They're kind of goofy looking, but now I want them. So it's interesting, man. All right. How much did this sell for?
100.
Ooh, not bad. That's not bad at all, man. That's
Yep.
not bad at all. I like that. Um, all red fans are already big. This is an all red, and you mentioned the all red Batman 66 stuff. So be on the lookout for those all red books, because those also can sell for a decent amount to the right collector. All red fans are ravenous also.
Well,
So
a lot of those all reds from some, not from like Batman and Superman, but some of the other lesser titles, they're hard to find. They're really hard to find.
yeah. You know what? There's also some of those ones. Remember when they did the Mad Magazine variants around the same
Hmm.
time?
Hmm.
Those can be tough to find too.
Yeah,
I remember.
they went like what, Mad, Robot Chicken, Scribble Knots, All Reds. They did a bunch of really weird ones for sure. That was a
Yeah,
weird time.
yeah, very weird. Actually, it was a good time. It was a great time for comics.
It was. I would agree. I mean, I kind of like to see him do like, I don't want to see him do like themes like that every month, but it was kind of neat to, see like across, not specific to one title, but kind of tying everything together.
Um, this is people are gonna. Um, I don't know if they're gonna be. I'm gonna catch a lot of shit for this, but I'm gonna say it right now, because later on in the almost 10, I'm gonna gush over some homages. But I'm starting it, man. I'm starting the hashtag revolution. No more homages. Exclusive retailers out there that do exclusive variants, think long and hard about this. I say no more homages. Give artists a chance to create original covers that people are going to want to homage in 15 years. No more homages. I'm tired of them. They're starting to look really, really terrible. All right. That being said, let's move on. Next on the list, almost 10, East West number 45. It's a gorgeous cover. I'm sure it's probably a low print run. What's going on here?
Yeah, so yeah, this is the last issue of East of West.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I didn't realize it because it looks so different than all the other East of West covers.
Yeah.
Um, I, I, and this is what, 2019? Is that what that says? December 2019? So this was like right before COVID. So that wasn't, it had nothing to do with COVID or anything like that. But I didn't, I mean, this is a $35 book. So, I mean, I know last issues from like DC and Marvel and stuff from like the 90s sell well, but I wasn't really expecting a lesser image title to be that worth that much money.
Yeah. Yeah. A great book. People love this series. It's Hickman. You gotta. I hear people still talking about this series. Who was it back in the day that was always? Was it Scotty Reagan that was collecting these pretty heavy back in the day?
I can't remember. Maybe
Yeah, there
the
was
East to
somebody
West.
that was collecting these pretty heavy back in the day that got the whole set in like 9/8, including variants, and he was trying to get the whole run or something like that. For some reason, I have that in my mind, but great series, very interesting stuff. All right, next on the almost 10, Game of Thrones. Listen, I'm gonna be sour about this too. This Dragons show is freaking terrible, man. It is.
Oh my
Do you
gosh.
like it?
Oh my gosh. It's excellent. What are you
Bro,
talking?
can I tell you something? Here's why I don't like it. I don't want to see that pregnancy scene was too hardcore for me in the first one.
That
And
was
then
brutal.
yes. And then to have him like go and marry a young girl, I'm just like,
Yeah, but I mean, you think about like back in like, you know, Knights of the Realm type stuff. I mean, that's what they did. I mean, they just
oh
married their kids off at like 10 years old.
yeah, the Plantagenets were basically created by a 13-year-old girl, right? So I don't know, man. I feel like everything's so heavy right now that I don't want to watch more heaviness. Maybe that's just me. And I still have the seething hate in my being for the last seasons of Game of Thrones. So
Well, this cover is ridiculous. Like it is, it is so ridiculous. Um, I mean, this was before Perio was even like, oh, this is this is like the, the fantasy art guy that we should be getting. Like this was before that. Um, yeah, I mean, I remember when Mile High, and I don't actually even fault them. They don't put their exclusives on sale ever. I mean, you pay their $50 or you don't get it, and you don't get it for sale. You don't get discounts on them. That's what they sell them at. And I don't even hate that because I kind of hate it when you do buy an exclusive and then 2 months later they discount it for everybody else, whatever they got left.
Well,
So I don't even hate Mile High for doing that.
I think you just hit that somebody's ringing some type of bell somewhere. Like when you give somebody a tip at a bar and they ring that bell. Ben just brought up the whole exclusives losing their value as soon as you buy it. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people who are mad right now because of that. So yeah, I get it. I there's some really, really tough Game of Thrones variants out there. And we've talked about that, but I like this one. I think this one's a great one. I think the Mother of Dragons things was such a great thing. And it's a little risque. It looks good. The trade dress, everything about this looks good, other than that stupid Mile High Comics logo. They should have put that on the back.
Well, again, I mean, this was way back. This was before like everybody was like, "Oh, let's put these things on the back." I mean, Midtown used to put their big logo on the front, and theirs was like huge. I mean, it would take like half the page.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Mile High logo definitely, if it was off, that would be great. But CGC 9.8 sold this week for $800 of this.
Not bad. That's not bad at all.
Yep.
And are these still available at Mile High?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
But I mean, I could be wrong. But again, Mile High sells their variants at like $40 to $50 and never discounts them.
Yeah. I would like to see a list of all the exclusives Mile High has done, because I feel like
they've done a ton, but people don't really know it because they don't want to pay $50 up front.
Yeah. Yep. All right, on to the next one. Excuse me. Masters of the Universe #8. Great, an amazing Orko cover. Beautiful stuff here. You have to buy this book every time you see it. I don't care if Kevin Smith pissed you off like he pissed off the rest of us and you wanted to, not even look at Masters of the Universe stuff anymore. But this is gorgeous. This has always been a great book. What's going on here this week?
Yeah, so this was the last issue of the Image run. Is that right? #8. I think this is the last issue. And yeah, I'm trying to think, is this the only Orko cover out there?
Yeah, I don't know of any other ones.
I mean, he may be like in a background or something like that, but as far as like Orko singular on the cover, I think this is the only one. CGC 9.8 sold for $425 of this. It's a good price. I mean, that's a solid price for this.
Tough book to get in high grade too.
Yes, it is.
Very, very tough. All right, next on the list, one of my favorite all-time anythings in comic, and that is Adam Hughes sketchbooks. I love when artists put out really good sketchbooks, and Adam Hughes is the best at it, in my opinion. There's nobody that does it better. He does it every year, I think, and this is awesome right here. I love it, and I'm the idiot that never picked any of them up.
I think we've talked about these sketchbooks before, that I think this is a untapped market that that honestly, if you're kind of sick of the store variant game or the ratio variant game or any of this stuff, and you're just like, well, but I like these covers from these artists, these sketchbooks are the way to go, especially if they do limit them.
Well, on top of it, let me show you guys what's inside, a little bit of sneak peek of what's inside this one, right? So this is very interesting here.
I was going to say, does this one have the Legion of Superheroes in here, the cover?
I'm not sure. But, you get sketches and covers and all kinds of stuff. It's a wraparound. So very, very good stuff. that he puts out, and they're always got like funny names, right? They're always like innuendos and stuff like that, which I love. So Adam Hughes is just the best. He's
He
like
used,
top 3.
yeah, I mean, he obviously went through a huge stretch when he was not, when he was like, I don't want to do this. But
Yeah. Yep. I agree. All right. What is this selling for right now?
110.
That feels like it's not too bad, especially in a decent grade.
I mean, I think why would you ever? I mean, because you would really never grade this book. I mean, that would be silly to ever grade sketchbooks. But, I mean, I think the buy-in, I think initially was like $20 or something, 20 or
Yeah, they're cheap.
$25
15.
yeah, they weren't. It wasn't much. So, but I would say that, and this is the kind of thing with sketchbooks, is most people buy them to keep them. They're not buying them to flip them, and so once they're gone, they're not very easy to find.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Next on the almost 10, little Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur variant action here. This is a tough Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur variant for issue number 7, the 1 in 25 variant. And it sounds like you might have witnessed a sale on Whatnot.
I saw this sell on Whatnot. So when people say, "Oh, you only pulling stuff from eBay," no, I mean there's people. Sometimes people send me screenshots from sales from Whatnot, because there's really no way to track Whatnot sales. But if people do screenshot that stuff, if you do see some kind of crazy sale on Whatnot, screenshot it, text it to me, or DM it to me. Because obviously I can't watch every Whatnot show, but this one I did see. This one sold for 150 raw today, on Whatnot.
Yeah, excellent. Great cover. Love it. I'm always been a fan of Devil Dinosaur, even all the way back to when it was Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur, right? So, good stuff. I know Mel is hating this book right now. If he's watching this, he's like, fuck this book. Yeah. Funhouse Comics says, picked this up last week on Whatnot. Wow, that's pretty excellent.
And you probably paid less than 150 for it, I would assume.
I would hope so.
But I don't know. Maybe you didn't.
Yeah. People are saying first appearance, first Kid Cree.
Yes. So it does have a first appearance of this, and you figure number 7 of Moon Girl, 1 in 25. That's probably not very. That's probably pretty rare. $40 is a steal, because even on eBay, it's a $65 book. So
yeah, that's excellent. All right, next on the list, one of the probably, if not the best, David Aja Hawkeye covers, top 3, top 2.
Yeah, this is definitely a good one. Very retro, very very retro.
Yeah. Hawkeye number 1, the 1 in 25 from 2017.
Every time I see this, I think of Austin Powers. I don't know why. It's just like Austin Powers, like he's got his little
dress.
The dress and the scooter. I don't know. It just feels like Austin Powers. But
the boots. Yeah.
But yeah, I think there was a little bit of a push with Kate Bishop this week, that she was definitely coming back. So I think some of the people that kind of dropped some of the Kate Bishop stuff were starting to pick it back up again, because it had come down so much. I mean, Young Avengers 1 has come way, way, way down from where it was. So if you were wanting to get back into the Kate Bishop, definitely is a good time to buy Kate Bishop stuff. But
and Young Avengers stuff. That stuff is going to go right back up once we start hearing more news about them showing up together.
Yeah. CGC 9.8 of this sold for $450 this week.
Not bad. Wow. Not bad at all. It's probably a great buy-in, like you said. All right, next on the almost 10, Zatanna, number 1, the second print variant from 2010.
I'll be honest, I didn't know there was a second print of this, because this was pre-New 52. Mm-hmm. This was the series right before New 52. And I know they did second prints for pretty much all those number 1s, but I didn't remember that they did a second print of the Zatanna.
All the regular covers in this run are good too.
Yes, there's a lot of good. That's a very good run. And if you are into Zatanna or think Zatanna has that's a really good series to pretty much buy any of them. But yeah, this one's like a $40 to $45 book now. So if you could possibly, I know a lot of these shops, when it comes to second prints, they just throw them in the back issue bins. They never check again. Like they just got in that rut of, oh, it's a second print. I've even had stores look at me before when they've got like $4 on it, and they're like, that's a second print, right? Yep, I'm fully aware, which is why I'm buying it because
Yeah.
it's like they don't even
It
consider
doesn't
the second.
register.
No, it doesn't even register to them. So
Yeah, because back in the day, second prints were thought as lesser,
right,
which is crazy how things flip like that, right?
yeah.
All right. On to the next Almost 10 book, one of my all-time favorite books that I do not own. I own every other Marvel 25th anniversary frame variant book that other than this one. This is one of the toughest ones to find. Peter Porker, The Spectacular Spider-Ham, number 12. Very, 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 very tough to find.
Is this the last issue in that?
Last issue, yeah.
Okay, so last issue, it's still it looks like a fake cover to me, right? I mean,
It,
it looks
it's
totally fake.
it's awesome. And Joe, I would be ecstatic because it would complete my set. And yes, I do have the Care Bears. I got the Muppet Babies. I got the He-Man with Hordak. I even got all the, and this is where I'm going to take some heat. This is back when homages were cool. I even have all the homage covers that Boom Studios did. Boom Studios did a bunch of homage covers from Adventure Time on this. This is just nostalgia right here.
Oh yeah, great. They were graham cracker variants, weren't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yes. Well, this is $120 raw now for this.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe Joe doesn't want to send one to me.
Yeah. And I looked at the copy that sold for 120 was not. I mean, it was definitely not in bad shape. It looked like it was about a 9.0, maybe 9.2, but it wasn't like a 9.8 or anything like that. But
Yeah. James Kreider says Boris the Bear has a great G.I. Joe frame variant parody. Yes, Boris the Bear does. And I can't remember if that Boris the Bear or issue 1 has the Rob Liefeld pinup in it. Early Rob Liefeld. I do have Heathcliff too. I have Heathcliff also. Yeah. Love the Snake Eyes one. The Snake Eyes one is one of the greatest. Love getting that signed. I'm just such a fan of this. 1, nostalgia. 2, the art is so great for each one of the characters in the frame. They did a great job when they did it again for the 70th anniversary variants, where those were so great. I don't have all of those, but eventually one of these days I'll pick them all up. The weird thing as you get older, you start weaning down your PC, and this is the homage variants are one of the few things, the 25th anniversary variants and the actual books are one of the few PC items that I'm still keeping. So yeah, the Ewoks one is tough too. All the Star ones are really tough to find. So be on the lookout for the Star ones. 189 watching us live right now. Hit that thumbs up, you guys. It helps us out immensely. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that little red button below. We bring this to you every week on Fridays. And then Stein's been putting out really good content on the side. He's been putting out unboxings and just stuff that people really, really enjoy. You got any of those coming up anytime soon?
I do. I'm actually this week I'm going to be recording Coppertone covers, and I'm considering. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell if people would actually even care, like what is actually running through my head on things. So I've been considering like just doing like little short clips of, pretty much just like kind of like what's going on in my head.
I love it.
I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see. But I definitely am doing the Coppertone show because everybody seems to want to know about that. So we're definitely going to do a Coppertone show.
Great idea. Great idea. All right. Next on the Almost 10, another awesome Green Lantern Larfleeze book. And this one is a second print also. Green Lantern number 39 from 2009.
Yeah, so this is not technically Larfleeze's first appearance, but it's a first full appearance. So I think in 25, I think he was just in that, like they showed a bunch of them, right? And he was one of them. Is that what it was?
I can't remember.
Like there was a whole
Chat, let
bunch
us
of
know.
like there was a whole bunch of lanterns, and
They
Larfleeze
show
was,
him.
well, yeah, it was kind of like, like a spread or something. I think that's what it was. And this was like the actual, technically first full appearance. But so the first print has him on the cover, I think, like crumbled up, like holding or whatever. And then the second print is much harder to find.
Yeah.
But the first print's selling well. It's first print's like a $25 book. This one is selling for 50, and people just love this Larfleeze character. I don't really even know much about the character, but
He's great.
it's a weird name for
Yeah.
sure. But
Great character, man. And by the way, I love Ethan Van Sciver's Green Lantern art. It is I put this Green Lantern run up there, top 3 all-time storylines and comics for me. The art by Ethan Van Sciver, and then Jeff Johns doing the writing. It was phenomenal. It was just so great. So love it, love it, love it. Have all the tie-ins, everything on this stuff. My Green Lantern, couple long boxes full of, this era Green Lantern stuff. So be on the lookout for it if you haven't read it. It's excellent. And you can pick up omnibuses of it now too. So
yeah, did you hear well, I always take these rumors with a grain of salt, because they're always from some insider that just, he goes by some Twitter name or something like that. So I really never read it, but they're saying that that the Green Lantern show might be canned.
yeah, it is canned.
Is officially canned?
Yeah, Warner Brothers canned it all, bro. Other than Shazam, they
Oh, did they
basically.
are you sure that they canned Green Lantern?
Yeah,
Because I
I'm
thought they'd already,
I'm 99%.
but they already like filmed like all of it,
They,
right?
bro, they filmed all of Batgirl. Did you see the 2 directors of Batgirl when they came out and they made a statement? They are heartbroken, dude. They filmed that whole movie. It was done. It was uploaded onto to the Warner Brothers server, and they started hearing rumors, that they're canning it, and they were like trying to hurry up and go and maybe watch it on the server and film it with their phone, and DC had already, removed it from the server. And could you imagine like making a whole movie? The cast and crew is just super stoked about it. Everybody's excited for it. You put your hard work into it, and poof, it's gone.
Everybody over there on the chat saying, like Bruce said, Green Lantern is going forward. Patrick says GL is still greenlit.
I heard that it was done, but let me take a look.
I don't know. I mean, like I said it, but I mean, I'm amazed that DC with, like, somebody asked me, and I can't remember who it was. Somebody asked the other day, was like, what are some good DC book? I want to read some DC, just some good storylines. And we went, there was like 10 people, and they were like, oh, this story, Black Mirror, and uh, Kingdom Come, and Super, Red Sun, and all that stuff. And you're just sitting there. I mean, it was great story after great story after great story, and then you realized, oh crap! Like the last great story that they wrote was like 5 or 6 years ago. Like it's like they have, like, anything new, nobody even considers as a great story. But DC has so many great stories. How did they screw this up? How is that even possible?
Well, here's what it says. The upcoming project, which is currently still in development, will be a television series with Greg Berlanti, who co-created the hit series Arrow. Finn Wittrock is expected to play Guy Gardner, and it was previously reported that Jeremy Irvine was in talks to play Alan Scott. It is unknown when the series will debut. There's an estimate out there somewhere about 2024, but no other specific details were revealed. But after the cancellation of several DC projects, after the merger with Warner Media and Discovery, it appears that there's still room in DC's future for Green Lantern to fly. Among the recent shakeups, Strange Adventures, which had Kevin Smith attached to co-write and direct, is another casualty of the Warner merger, which is a big-time fucking bummer.
Who are they merging with?
Discovery. Yeah. Green Lantern. Let's see here. What else does it say? It's still in development, so that's all they're saying. They're not saying, anything else that, they still want to do it and it's still in development. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. It'll be interesting. All right, next on the almost 10 list. Shout out to Drew at Wanted Comics, who let me know that the original art for this gorgeous Patsy Walker Hellcat #7 variant, I guess, is up for sale. So this was always such a awesome book, very underrated cover.
For this Tedesco variant, or for the original book?
This one, for the Tedesco variant. Yeah. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it here.
And if you guys don't know Tedesco, his stuff is magnificent. Like, it's so underrated. Like,
yes.
I'm very shocked that his stuff is not worth more than it is in general, because his stuff is spot on every time.
Yeah. He told me about it right before the show, and I was just like, man, that is awesome. I would love to own something this beautiful. The cover is just great, period. But Tedesco is great. All right. We've got a couple more almost 10 books here that I want to go over. And the reason that I decided, that I put them on here is because, we had the whole situation happen this last week with Big Time Collectibles and CGC and the Superman, Death of Superman variants that were not released, but talked about. Did you see those, Ben?
Death of Superman variants from the early 90s?
Yeah. So Big Time Collectibles partnered.
Who is Big Time Collectibles?
It's another retailer. I don't know Nelson's last name. All I do know is that,
like Nelson from The Simpsons.
Yeah,
that guy.
Yep. He was shout out to Journos Comics who brought on Nelson from Big Time Collectibles to talk about it, because it was a big issue, and for one reason only, in my opinion. It should have been because it's a homage, and we shouldn't be doing these damn homages anymore. But the problem of it is that CGC was partnered up with this, and the way that it was explained to everybody at first is that they were going to do 1,000 copies, right? Send all those books to CGC. CGC was going to take 300 of them that are 9.8s, slab them, and then they were going to be available for sale at 150 a piece. And everybody started completely freaking out, and rightfully so. I understand it, thinking, oh, now CGC is getting involved in, exclusives. They're grading their own exclusives, selling their own exclusives, making profit off of graded exclusives, which is not a good thing. It's not, CGC should be a grader, and that's it. They shouldn't be selling books, in my opinion, especially books that they grade on their own. And it just became this really big issue over the last week. Again, more drama for your mama, and it did not turn out well until Nelson kind of came out and clarified a lot of stuff. Basically, when he says partnered, and I could be wrong about this, shout out, make sure you guys go check out Journos Comics and watch his interview that him and Mickey from Swaggle House did with Big Time Collectibles. Basically, he asked CGC if he could put CGC's logo on the back. And by doing so, he said, okay, that's me partnering with CGC. And everybody's like, well, what does that mean? Are you guys splitting the profits? And it just became this big, huge issue. Well, on just for the fact alone that I'm just getting so sick and tired of homages, I want to let people know about the OG homages for these that are the coolest homages. And that is the amazing Fringe homages. So for those of you guys that don't know, Fringe, the TV show, had a comic series that they put out, and gorgeous regular covers for them, beautiful. They did these in the series. They did these things where you would see these comic books, and it was supposed to take place in an alternate timeline. And instead of it being the death of Superman, it was the death of Batman. And they homaged that cover with the bat symbol, right? This is what it looked like in the series, in the TV show. This is what the Fringe 1 in 10 variants. Each one of these had 1 in 10 variants for it. They are vinyl covers. You can get 9.9s and 10s in them. There are 10s out there for each one of these books. And they're just beautiful. And these came out a long time ago. They were super tough to find at the time. Not only did they do Death of Superman as Death of Batman, they also did Superman, the Man of Steel Returns. And this is what it looked like in the series. This is what it looked like, the actual 1 in 10. They did an amazing Red Lantern, Red Arrow. Instead of Green Lantern, Green Arrow. That's what it looked like in the series. This is what the book looked like. And they did a Crisis on Infinite Earths Supergirl with a dead Superman, which is great. And then on top of it, they also put in this amazing Justice League Kevin Maguire cover with, instead of Guy Gardner, it's Jonah Hex. And I just love these books. I searched them out. I have multiple copies of each. I have raw and graded copies. These were so cool when people first started hearing about them back in the day. And on top of it, they were 1 in 10 variants on a book that probably wasn't the biggest book in the world at the time.
You know, I've got a 9/8 set of that, right?
Yeah. They're amazing, bro.
Yeah, I like how they actually put the issue before behind them, like they're stacked up, so you can see the other ones from behind. The first one, or the first one, there's nothing behind it, and then you progressively see the other books behind.
Yeah, like they're stacked. It's so good. I mean, this to me is the type of stuff back then that was like so smart, and now it feels like it's nowhere near smart to do homage covers. You know what I mean? It feels like it's the easiest thing to do in the world.
Well, these are homages, but they took the idea of the Fringe universe being opposite, and that's what they did. So yes, they were technically homages, but they weren't like, oh, I'm just going to trace, Spider-Man #1 and just put a different character, a different costume on something. That's not what this is. This fit into that Fringe universe to make it what it was. But
beautiful.
Yeah. So on that 75th thing, so it actually does have CGC's label on the back of the book.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, 100%.
And so so if DC ordered 3,000, they're going to send them all to CGC. Are they disposing of the rest of them?
Yes, they're going to destroy the rest of them, and he's going to have CGC destroy them.
Okay, but all 300 of those will all be 9/8s.
Yes.
So I think that's the stupidest idea. It makes no sense. Why would you want all books to be 9/8? You might as well just have them all be 6.0. It really makes no difference. If they're all the same grade, then it doesn't even, there's nothing special about it at all.
Yep.
Like, I would rather there be 300 9/8s and then grade the rest of them, and there be some 9/6s, 9/4s, 9/2s, whatever. If they're all 9/8s, that makes no sense.
Well, the worst part about it to me is the fact that Nelson from Big Time Collectibles said they've got more coming. They're going to do an AF-15. They're going to do another book. They're going to do another book. And it's just like, come on, man, this is so tiring. At what point do we, as people who are buying these books that are spending our money, say, we don't want this anymore. Like this is so easy. It's so cheap. It feels lazy. It doesn't. It's not cool anymore. There's just too much of it. There's too much of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely unoriginal. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, the I will not say that the gold cover doesn't look cool, but reprinting a book from 30 years ago and then trying to make it seem special because CGC puts a number on their slab. I mean, the number's not even on the book, so it doesn't.
I got to be honest. I think that reprinting books with a new cover on it is so bad. I don't think it's cool at all. I didn't like it when they were doing it with Ultimate Fallout 4. I know
they're saying that this is not a reprint, that it's not a reprint. It's a collection of short stories.
Oh, it is. Okay.
I don't know. Well, I mean, that's what I'm reading in the chat. Well, I have no idea.
Yeah, let's take a look here. So that's
even more. Here, so that's even more confusing then. If it's just a collection of short stories, then why is it called Death of Superman 30th Anniversary Special? Just call it something else. Well, it's not, right?
Yeah, I agree. It says here, CGC gold foil limited to 300 numbered copies. So I guess he's going to number them. That's interesting. Where is he? Is he going to number them on the book?
I mean, this is how they did with those Miko Cyans that were from C2E2 or whatever.
Oh, look where they're numbering them. Are they numbering them right there?
No, they weren't numbered at all. They were numbered on the CGC case.
Got you.
Right underneath the title.
Yep. Number 1 of 300 CGC foil edition.
But if you crack that out, there's no number on the book.
Yeah.
Which sucks. Honestly, if I bought it, I would crack it.
Yeah.
I would just crack the thing.
So here's what it says. There will be 300 CGC 9.8s of the gold, limit 2 per customer. All 300 copies will have number 1 of 300 to 300 of 300 on them. They also did silver foil variants, limited to 1,000 at $30 a pop. CGC 9.8 of that will be available at $99 a pop and will not be numbered. It's written by Dan Jurgens. What? This is 30 years ago, the unthinkable happened. The Man of Steel died after sacrificing himself to stop the unstoppable global threat, Doomsday. Metropolis and the rest of the DC universe mourn the loss of their greatest hero. To mark this monumental moment in comics, DC has reunited the complete creative team behind the original event for 4 brand new stories. Led by Jurgens and Brett Breeding, the special kicks off with a new Superman story and villain, Doombreaker, followed by a series of short stories revisiting some of the greatest allies and exclusive pinups done by some of the comics' greatest artistic talent, including Lee Weeks, Gabriel Rodriguez, Bill Sienkiewicz, Walter Simonson. The Life of Superman by Dan Jurgens, Brett Breeding.
Did Sienkiewicz draw during that on the Superman?
He might have done pinups. Superman? He might have done pinups because remember they did a bunch of pinups in those.
Very strange. It's just weird. I mean, it's not very hard to sell through 300 things, I wouldn't think, but it's just really weird. It just, like I said, I mean, I think the gold looks pretty. I just don't. The concept of grading all of them to get 9/8 just makes no sense.
This is what I said when I heard that they were going to destroy the books. The first thing I said is people are going to be pissed about that. And there was a lot of people during that interview that journalists did who were saying, like, and some of those people are in the chat tonight. Shout out to Comics Journey and Mike. I know you guys were really asking that stuff, but they were saying, why don't you just tear the covers off and give it to kids, And Nelson was like, we're not going to do that. We're going to destroy them. We already give a bunch of books to kids. That was his reasoning, not to give it to kids here. And, people are going to be pissed that they're destroying books. That's just the way it is. People always get mad about that. So it's very interesting, man. It's really weird how all this is happening.
It is.
It does say first appearance of Doombreaker on it.
Very strange.
Yeah. So we'll get more into that, I'm sure, as the week continues. Saturday coming up, I'm probably going to talk about it on Saturday, Modern Comic Mayhem. I've got an email out to CGC and Matt Nelson and crew. I really want to try to get Matt on again, and get some information and get some idea of what CGC is thinking. Through everything that's going on the last couple months or weeks. We'll see what happens, but crossing our fingers. But it's very interesting, that's for sure. All right, you guys, that was the almost 10. Let's get into the rest of the list.
That was the longest almost 10 ever.
And not only that, but I gotta I forgot to upload all the regular books. So away we go. All right. I was telling Stein before this, you guys, I'm working on a new editing software, learning some new editing software. So it's very interesting, the learning curve on a lot of this stuff as we get older, and the technology just gets greater and greater. Starting to play around with Premiere, and it's very interesting. All right, here we go, you guys. Let's get into the Golden Age honorable mention this week, which is a beautiful, gorgeous, 4 favorites, number 10, brutal cover right here.
Like when you look at this cover, initially you're like, oh, some guy's getting shot and there's Superman or some superheroes jumping. But when you scroll in, his guts are exploding from that point blank shot, and he's hanging from a chain. I mean, he's hanging like this.
Yeah.
And dude shoots him right in the gut, and it's brutal cover.
That
and
big
he's
4.
Oh my gosh, this is such a weird cover. I mean, I was shocked by it. It just completely threw me when I saw, and then I saw the guys like Asian. It's you look at his facial. I mean, he's like Asian. This is way out there for a cover. Again, this
red
is not
really pops on it, though. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, so weird. But there was a raw. So this is a pretty rare book. I know, right? It's so bizarre. Oh no, Tommy, you can't get the one where the guy's guts are getting blown out. But so there's a raw copy that sold this week. It was listed as a 0.5, and I read the description. It didn't necessarily look super terrible. I mean, the cover was all intact, but he said that he tried to open the book, and the front cover just completely split off from the book.
Disintegrated,
the pages are so brittle that he couldn't even touch the book. Is how brittle it was. But so that's how. But that raw copy sold for $766, in probably as bad a shape. I mean, the cover wasn't even attached because all the pages had already split. There's not even any staples left, because the pages had all split from how brittle it was. But which, on my soapbox again, when it all comes down to all these books and all these grading, the only thing that matters is brittle and not brittle.
Mm-hmm.
All these colors, these color spectrums that they throw on these labels, they're all fake. They all are subjective. The only thing that matters is this book going to fall apart if I touch it? Other than that, nobody cares. So all these white page things, and it's so stupid. So stupid.
Yeah. Well, some of them are just so nice that they have to put that on there.
But they're not. But it's newspaper. They're never white.
Yeah.
Those are not white. And how is a modern book that has color bleed from corner to corner on the inside of a book? How do you label that as white pages? There's no white on the book.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I have thought about that. What did this sell for?
$7.66 for that 0.5 copy, but there's only like 11 graded copies of this in existence, and the last sale was like 5 years. There's only been like one sale in the last 5 years.
And Anna Love owns them all, probably.
Probably. Or
She-
Black Cat's probably got like some 9.6 copy out there somewhere.
yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting, man. To see like the guy was like just a couple seconds too late. Just a couple seconds too late. All right. Next on the almost 10, Scooby Apocalypse, #1, the San Diego Comic-Con variant. Love this book. Forgot about this book. This is interesting here. Look at I love Shaggy with the mustache, the Raleigh Fingers mustache.
I know. I had
And
no
the
idea that
tattoos.
I didn't even know that they did a San Diego Comic-Con of this. I had
This
no
is
idea.
cool. I totally forgot about this book.
I do like the is it the Joelle Jones, the Daphne cover? It looks really, really good. But yeah, 2 separate copies of this sold this week. One for 130, and then the next one sold for 150. But I didn't even know this book existed. Is this? And that's a Jim Lee cover.
Yep, and it says convention exclusive on it, which is awesome. This is beautiful, dude. I love this.
Yeah, I like this too.
I love the way they're all stylized. You know, Velma's really stylized. Shaggy's got sleeves and the Raleigh finger mustache. Fred's got a tribal tattoo, and it's just, yeah, it's cool. I like it.
Dennis is asking what's the reason for this now. I really, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there was just, like some random person out there is like, hey, there's only 2 copies available. I'm buying them both. I don't know. Again, I didn't realize that I didn't even know there was a San Diego Comic-Con version of this, but
yeah, I remember when the Scooby Apocalypse stuff was coming out, everybody was going crazy for it. It was such a good idea. So very cool. All right, next, let's get into the list. At number 10, a book that a lot of people have been talking about this week, Detective Comics 1063, the Yoshitaka Amano 1 in 25 variant, and interior art by Raphael Albuquerque, which to me is awesome, and then Ram V on doing the writing. Very cool book.
Yeah, so this was on the list last week when it was selling for like 45 to 50, which was pretty good for a Detective Comics cover. And now it's 65 to 75, so it's just continuing slowly up. It's not one of those, hey, we're going to overpay week one. This is kind of one of those covers that is just slowly gaining steam, but I don't know the long term. If it's going to stay there, or if it's going to continue to go up, I have no idea.
I got a hot take on this one though, but that's not a hot take. I don't even think it's that good of a cover.
It's so different. Like, I don't like Batman's face, but other than Batman's face, I like the rest of it. But it looks so different than anything else that's out there, especially for a Batman cover. And I still think it looks very Sandman-ish, and I think that people are kind of drawn to that right now.
Yeah, I like the regular covers on this run so far. They're great. All right, what did you sell? These were selling for at 60?
65 to 75 now.
So they're up about half, about 20, $25.
Yeah,
not bad at all. All right, at number 9, this is one of my favorite books that nobody ever talks about. Love it. This is Punisher War Journal number 75. And again, you guys, I'm gonna drop a little cornbread on there. You see the box that says where it says 75 in February on it. It has a very distinct design. You will see those boxes on other titles. If you see those boxes on other titles, they're cheap. Pick them up, because it was at the time period when Marvel was, I believe, might be going bankrupt, and a lot of these books were coming to an end. and final issues, and they were very low printed. And the Punisher stuff was very low printed. I forget what issue is starting, maybe at like 65 or something. And all those covers are really, really good. But this one is awesome, man.
Yeah, this is the Teixeira cover. Back then he was, super cool, like Adi Granoff or something like that is now. But
always on the Wizard Hot artist list.
Yeah, always was. And I'm not really sure, what the sudden. I don't know if somebody's just deciding that, we're going to go for this female Punisher thing, since now the Punisher is definitely, going to be back and stuff like that. I don't really know. And this is the first, Lynn Michaels as Punisher. I'm not really sure, but I mean, it's basically selling for like $35 to $50 now. You can pick up Lynn Michaels' first appearance, which is in Punisher War Zone #7 for less than $10. So if you really are into this Lynn Michaels thing, that's an easy pickup for less than $10. That will, if something ever does happen with her, that will be what people will want, or people will want that as well.
Yeah,
and
for
that's
sure.
And that's a cheap spec.
For people that may not know what a lot of these war journal books look like, here's some that I suggest you be on the lookout for these. And it's at issue number 73, where the box around the I don't know what they call that, the little box around the issue number, that it's issue number 73 where it starts becoming that little box. And I want to show you guys some of these here real quick. So here's number 73. As you guys can see, this is what you want to look for. This is a cool one. Hold on here. And when it gets towards the final issues, this one's a really cool one, 74. I just love these covers. I always look for these, obviously this one, but it ends a couple issues later. This is a great one. This is one I see a lot right here. I mean, not a lot, but for the series, being at the end of the run, that's a cool one. And then we've got the final issue, I believe, coming up. That's an awesome one. Lynn's Last Stand. Great cover. And then I think this is Punisher, and this kind of reminds you of the Bullseye cover, right? And at the end of that Bullseye, or the end of this run, where it has the Bullseye cover, I think it was it not War Journal? It was a different Punisher, where they went to issue 100. Anyways, be on the lookout for this. Very cool stuff.
Cool.
Next, number 8, Thunderbolts. Hot on everybody's list. This is Thunderbolts #1, a new book, 1 in 25 variant. And I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm
not super, excited for this one.
I do like I do like Paulo Siqueira. I love his Venom cover back in the day. I think he's a good artist. I'm just not a big fan of this.
No, I like how it's kind of fun, where like Hawkeye like hijacked it and colored his own colors and stuff. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's not one that I would look at and be like, oh yeah, that's one I need.
I like how they did the barcode on there. They did the barcode a little different, where it looks like it's a sticker on there.
It does look, the barcode does look a little cool.
Yeah. And the Thunderbolt stuff, man, is going to be very interesting. A lot of rumors going around right now with all that Thunderbolt stuff. This is the team. This is the team. Oh, it's going to be, this iteration of the Thunderbolts. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that all comes out. And Adam from Awesome Sauce Radio says, yes, Punisher 102, 103, and 104. Yeah, those are the old school, really badass Bullseye cover. So, Yep. What is this? What's going on with this one right now?
This one is like 40 to 45. It just came out this week, so I mean it is, it's above ratio, but um, I would tend to suspect that Thunderbolts was probably ordered pretty heavy. I don't know if there was any store variants for this, but I would think since it was a number one that there's probably quite a few of them out there.
Yeah. Brett Hess Art says Sequeira did the same exact cover for Villains for Hire number 2 without all the purple on it. Exactly. Yeah, this is basically an homage-esque type cover. So, yeah,
that makes it that makes it even less appealing
cool.
To me.
Yeah.
If he just reused the same stuff, I know what like J. Scott Campbell's done that a few times as well. Like use his own stuff for later. It's like,
yeah. It's interesting, that's for sure. Now, I did make a mistake on this next one, you guys. It is book number 7, not book number 6. And this one is another homage cover here. Cradle of Filth, the Castlevania homage for Cradle of Filth number 2, the 1 in 5 video game variant. And I have seen, I think it was Birds. As a matter of fact, I'll pull it up here. I'm definitely sure Bird City Comics did a Castlevania homage. They were doing I think Bird City Comics really got a jump start on doing all the video game style homages, and then people just started going crazy, and there was probably 4 other Castlevania homages done, and they all look the same. And again, here's another example of, I get it, Cradle of Filth is cool. There's Cradle of Filth fans, and it's cool that they got them on there, and the demon wings look cool. But how many of these Castlevania homages are we gonna see? You know what I mean? Like, this is the Beware the Eye of Odin, Bird City homage, and the next thing you know, they're just everywhere. So another reason for exclusive variants. No more homages. Stop the homages, please.
Yeah, it's not really specific to this homage. It's just homages in general. Yeah, I mean, comic book exclusives did the Nottingham Castlevania homage. I don't know which one. I don't even know when like any of these came out. I don't know when. I don't know anything about how old they are or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, like I loved Castlevania as a kid. I mean, I loved it. That was like one of my favorite games. But I don't necessarily think the video game art for it was like the border around it basically just skews. I mean, basically you've only got this much of art area.
And it takes up all the room.
Like other than other than the border, would you even know, like other than the font and the border, would you even know that this was a Castlevania homage if it I mean, right? I mean, like the art doesn't necessarily look like, this doesn't remind me of Castlevania.
Yeah.
other than the font of the thing and the border.
The whip, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean those type of things just like I don't mind them. I don't mind them doing homages from non-comic book stuff. I prefer them doing, fine art or stuff that's outside of comics to bring it in. Even video games, I think is okay. The homages that I can't stand are the Spider-Man 1, ASM 300. Those are done 48,000 times a week, and those are the ones that I can't get away from.
So here's my problem with these homages. Again, it's cheesy and it feels lazy. And here's what I'm going to explain, how I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about here. So people are talking about the Nottingham book, right? So let me bring up the Nottingham.
Hey, and I will say that every one of I didn't even know about the Bird City one, but the ones these are done, they're done well. I mean, they look good. I just don't know the point of of doing them.
Well, I don't think they look good, dude. I think you said it best. I think that how you said let me see if I can find that. How you said it earlier, where you're like, you know, half of the cover is taking up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
With
mean
the
it.
gray.
Yeah, I mean the the Castlevania cover art is just. I mean, so much of it is shrunk down, um, which takes away. I guess they didn't really think about that back in the '90s when when they made Castlevania, but um, yeah. So he said Joey said Batman also did a Castlevania homage. I didn't even know that.
So I'm gonna bring them all up. All right,
There's a Batman Castlevania cover.
I'm gonna bring them all up. We're gonna show. This is what I'm gonna show everybody. Why this is so cheesy to me and cheap. The Realm, I think, did one. The Realm did one that's actually better than most of them,
Hold it,
and I'll show you. And I'll show
gosh,
you.
that was a while ago.
Yeah, there's the Realm, right? I
You've
think the
got
Realm looks cool.
you've got the
Oh,
Cradle
I'm
of Filth.
sorry. Yeah. I'm a professional here, you guys. There's the Realm, right? The
Okay,
Realm
so they
doesn't
took
have.
you say they took the borders away from that one.
Yeah, they took the borders away from it, you know. But again, hold on, there's more. Cosmo #4 did it back in the day. Cosmo was one of the first ones to do from Archie Comics to do the video game covers. They did Mega Man, Castlevania. They did a couple other. But okay, so look at all these Castlevania homages, right?
Holy cow! I had no idea there was that many.
They all look exactly the same. It feels cheesy to me. Stop doing homages, because here's the problem. These all look the same. It's not clever anymore. It's not like people are going to be searching it out. I think at this point, people are just pulling the Pokemon gotta get them all. You know what I mean? It was cool when when it was first being done and there wasn't 10 homages of the same thing. And here's my problem with it. One, it's going to cause at some point issues within the community, right? Because retailers are going to start being like, come on, come up with your own idea. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, oh, I was doing this and now everybody else is doing it. Now there's 40 different Castlevania. You know, it's going to start putting people at odds. It's not creating new covers. It feels cheap.
So they're saying Batman 112 Perio.
All right, let me find that.
Yeah, I mean, we're me and you we tend to be anti homage. Tend to be. I mean, again, I think that it depends on the homage. But I
This doesn't.
to be honest, I had no idea that there was this many.
I wouldn't know that was a Castlevania homage. Other than this, where's the whip? You know?
I mean, it does say one player.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Hold on, what was that? What was that Batman again?
Right there. Arkham Hill, Batman 123?
No, 112.
112?
Cover
Yeah,
3.
112.
I've never seen that cover. Where is that an exclusive?
Yeah, here's the foil that they did that has nothing to do with Castlevania.
So they just took the border off of that one.
Yeah. Again, it just feels like nobody's coming up with new good ideas anymore. They're just copying each other. Everybody's just copying each other to me. Somebody comes up with it, they sell out, or people go crazy for them, and then it just turns into, okay, I'm going to do that because I want to make some money, you know? And that's the problem, because I don't want to say to retailers like, oh, you shouldn't be making money. Like, we want all retailers to make money. You know what I mean? But it just feels like it's going to take us into a bad place. All the covers look the same. There's no originality anymore. A perfect example is you watch. It's going to be nothing but 8-bit covers here in a little bit. Like, everything's going to be 8-bit covers. We're going to have more Hulk 340 variant homages and Amazing Spider-Man 300 homages. Tired of it. Stop it. Hashtag no more homages. All right. That being said, let's show the real number 6 this week. Sonic the Hedgehog. Gotta love the Sonic the Hedgehog stuff showing up. I'm a fan of these books. Shout out to Comics Main. Comics Main has been putting up a couple Sonic books that I didn't know about that I find just fascinating. And this is an interesting one right here. Sonic the Hedgehog 287. And it's a lot of money for this book right now.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't, because I was like, well, maybe this is the first appearance of this super Sonic character. Nope, that was like 200 issues earlier. Like, it wasn't even close. It's not it. I think it might be is it the last of that, like that little sub-series, Panic in the Sky? Maybe it's part 4 of 4. Maybe it's the last of that. I'm not really sure. I'm not really super up on Sonic the Hedgehog, first appearances or anything, but I don't think there's first appearances. All I know is this is selling for $100. I don't get it. I don't know, but
I love
mean,
these Sonic books, man. I really do.
You really think about it. I mean, this issue 287. Mel, all you have to do is just jump on, brother.
Yep, you got the link.
You got the link. All you got to do is just jump on.
Just press that button, bro.
Yeah.
Peer pressure.
But I mean, you really think about that. I mean, Sonic has made it that long. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's very crazy. It's cool. I think it's very cool, man. Sonic is like the generation after us is Mario, right?
Yes.
It's a big deal for that generation.
Oh man, I loved Sonic games. I mean, I had them all.
It's interesting, man.
I don't know, $100 for this though. So, what I would seriously think about doing is just making some kind of a checklist of Sonic books that sell well, and going into some of these stores that carry a bunch of back issues, and just start going through all those Sonic back issues, and anything that sells for $10 or more, buy for cover and just sit on them. Right?
Yeah. One of the ones that I totally fell in love with, and it's funny because Comics Main just put this one up on his IG. He's always out there searching for these Sonic books, which is cool. And I'm trying to find the one that he put up. It's got a ton of all the different characters on it. They're all over the place. And I can't find it. I apologize. It was probably one of his stories or something. But here's an interesting comment that I saw from Louis Olivo, who says, someone is homaging Sosa Micah's Catwoman already. And that got me thinking about this. It got me thinking about Adam Hughes' Catwoman number 51, right? And
hold it.
How
don't you buy all those Pooh books?
No, hell no. Hell no, bro. I'm a fan of Marat Michaels. I think Marat Michaels is great.
He homages things like the day after the book comes out.
Well, here's what is interesting to me. Like, this is one of, to me, this cover should be sacred, right? It's not a variant. It's a regular cover. It's probably, I think this or Losh 23 is Adam Hughes' finest work. And I barely just put this over Losh 23. This comic really got me back into comics. I remember I saw it in Previews magazine and I went nuts for it. But here's my problem. Again, with the homage variants, look at these. All right, there's that one. This one. All right. This one.
He homaged himself.
This one. This one. It's getting ridiculous. This one. How many? And the problem is, another big problem to me is it makes this not as cool anymore. Does anybody else feel that way?
I think it makes that one look better. I think you realize how good that one is when you see those other ones that tried to do it and couldn't do it.
Yeah. All right. 210 live, you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. If you are not subbed up, hit that subscribe button. You guys give us a thumbs up. It helps us out a lot. It really does a number for us in the analytics. 200 with us live right now. Go hit that thumbs up button. Also, for anybody that's catching this on the replay, let us know what you think of the show and drop a comment below. Thanks for everybody. Also, that is the chat is fire tonight. We appreciate you guys. And
Lord of Brooklyn. Yeah, she's 5'10" because she's wearing her heels, her cat heels. So she's got an extra 4 inches there. She's probably 5'6".
All right, on to number 5. Ooh, interesting. Power Rangers Unlimited Death Ranger number 1, the Derek Chu 1 in 25. What's going on here? That's an interesting cover.
Yeah, this just came out this week. It's a one shot. It's a one shot. It's a 1 in 25 selling for 50 to 60. There is a 1 in 50 that's selling for 50 to 60. So this one's selling for the same price as the 1 in 50. I don't know. I'm guessing that this is the Death Ranger and maybe the 1 in 50 is not the Death Ranger. I don't really know, but apparently this is, and I didn't realize that. Is that his teeth?
Yeah.
He almost looks like Batman who laughs.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good looking cover for. I'm not into Power Rangers, but it's a good looking cover.
Yeah, that's interesting. Was this character first? When was this character's first appearance? This Death Ranger, wasn't he? Was first? Was he the one that came out in when what's his name was doing the Power Ranger book, Gogol? Because for some reason I remember Frank.
I've watched like one episode of Power Rangers in my life. I don't even know what color Power Rangers there are.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. So I just know the green one. Who was the white one at one point too, I think.
I don't even know that.
Yeah.
There was a pink one, I think, right?
Yeah, man. Hey, there's a couple really good pink Power Ranger covers out there, dude. I will say that. There's some really good ones, and it would be great to get autographed. All right, let's get on to number 4, ladies and gentlemen. An hour and 33 minutes into the show, 206 live. Issue number 4. Love this issue. Black Panther number 22 from 2000. Christopher Priest run on Black Panther. Moon Knight showing up. This is a cool book. Always been a cool cover. Always enjoyed it. Love the Christopher Priest Black Panther run.
Yeah, and was it AOA said Power Rangers 21 is the first Death Ranger.
There we go.
Yeah, so my guess is this week was selling for 45 to 50. It was selling for like 20 to 25. My guess is that with the Black Panther, people are still, I don't know. I don't know if they're just drinking the water of this Killmonger thing, and they're just hoping that he comes back. But I really hope that he does not. His arc in the first movie was the best thing about that movie, and it was his death and everything, that this whole story. And you just bring him back in the second one, it's going to make the first movie seem way less than what it was. I thought he was the best part. Like, this is no disrespect to Chadwick Boseman, but Killmonger was the best character in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's the interesting thing. Now, if what they're saying is going to, one of the rumors is that Shuri has to go into the, what is that world called when she eats the the fruit, whatever it is, where she goes and sees her.
Oh, like the death
Yeah,
realm or
where she
whatever.
goes and sees her relatives or her ancestors, and she's looking for Chadwick. She's looking for T'Challa, and T'Challa doesn't come to her. Killmonger comes to her and teaches her how to, utilize all the Black Panther stuff. And if that's the case, I think that would be cool, because then Killmonger could stay dead. But I'll be honest, man, I think that the only reason that I think it would be cool to bring Killmonger back is because of what happened where we lost Chadwick Boseman. If that never happened, I wouldn't want Killmonger to come back. But because of the situation we're in, I would love to see Michael B. Jordan come back. I don't know why. But I agree with you.
Yeah, I think I'd rather just Black Panther be recast if they really want a male Black Panther character. I'd rather just recast it than to bring that character back. I know I normally don't like them killing off characters, but for that particular movie, that's how it had to end. Like there was no other way for that movie to end, for it to have the meaning that it did.
Shout out to One Does Not Simply Read Comics for the $5 super chat. He says, never get to watch live, so this has been so much fun for me. Well, thank you. We appreciate you, brother. That's why we enjoy it too. You guys make this show so much fun to do. The live chat's amazing, and being able to interact with the live chat and the people that are on the replay, reading the comments, is awesome. And you guys are the reason that we do this. So thank you so much for being here. All right, you guys, we got 3 more books to go. Number 3, another crisis. Here we go, you guys. How many crises has it been? This would be like the 4th or the 5th crisis, maybe the 6th crisis, right?
Yeah, but this was the Dark Crisis.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Yeah. Phonautograph drops a $4.99 super chat, says, I am officially homaging the earlier guy's super chat.
That's a good comment.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's great. All right. So it's not actually this book that is at number 3. It is the foil variant of this book, which is a 1 in 25 second print of Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. What a name. Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. Number 1, second print, 1 in 25 foil. And unfortunately, you can't really get very good pictures of the foils. They look really dull. So I just threw up the regular cover, but the foil is the one that's at this spot.
Yeah. I mean, there's really not much difference in the A cover and this second print, other than the title went retro. All the trade dress went retro back to the 80s. And then the foil obviously uses the retro with the foil on it. But they're already on issue 3, and they did this week. 1, 2, and 3 all came out with second print foils of all 3 of them. The number 2 issue looks like a really pretty cover, but it's not selling for near as much. This one's selling for like 75 to 100. Yeah. So but the number 2 issue with the second print foil is it's very cool. It looks like they're like on stage or something like that. Not really sure I don't even know what the story is about, because I've just pretty much just been avoiding DC, even though that I read DC my whole life. I just have no desire to read DC anymore. But
Dennis says fuckery is afoot. What is the fuckery on this? I would love to know. Is this another con thing? It's just a second print, right? So
all I saw was it was a second print 1 in 25.
Yeah.
Which DC's been doing a lot of now.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, Marvel's been doing a lot, but DC's feels like they're doing it every week.
Yeah. Very interesting. Dennis, drop us some information on this one so we can be in on the know. How much did you say it was selling for again?
75 to 100.
Interesting. All right. On to number 2. 8 Billion Genies is back on the list, you guys. More and more people talking about this book, saying how good it is, what a great idea it is, and That's kind of surprising for me. I didn't expect for this book to continue to blow up the way it does. Shout out again to Bird City Comics, who gave us one of their variants to give away, which we are most likely going to do tomorrow night on Modern Comic Mayhem. So make sure you guys come hang out tomorrow night on Modern Comic Mayhem and score some cool giveaways. But this is the regular A cover of issue number 1.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it pretty much was going to top out at, $30-$40 or whatever, and just kind of sit there for a while. And nope, it's now selling raw for 50 to 60. 9/8 are selling for 210 to 230. This feels like this has the same feel that Something is Killing the Children had, when it all of a sudden it just kept going up week after week, just slowly just kept going up and up and up and up and up, and it like didn't stop until all of a sudden 9/8 of that first issue were $1,000. Now I don't know the print run on this compared to, if somebody knows the print run on Something is Killing the Children compared to 8 Billion Genies, I would assume that this one was much higher than Killing the Kids, but because I mean, this is Image, that was Boom, and 2, this one had store variants. Killing the Kids did not. So I would assume that people kind of knew what was up with this one ahead of time, right? I mean, logically that makes sense.
Well, here's what I will say. This just goes to prove that good writing, good stories really win out in the end. Now, will this turn into like what Something is Killing Children is now? Will it turn into like Stray Dogs? So a lot of those books really didn't hold their value the way that they were when they blew up. That's, I guess, the question. When you find out a book a series has been optioned, it doesn't carry as much weight as it used to 5 years ago, or when we heard something that's been optioned, because it feels like they're just optioning these books left and right, but they never get to the stage past the optioning, and the optioning runs out, and then somebody else options it, and the optioning runs out, and it just gets stuck in this option hell.
Yeah, and I think this one is going to you look at, like I read Something is Killing the Kids like way up until like they stopped their first arc, like what, issue 15 or something like that. And then they realized, okay, well, we can expand this universe, and we're going to do we're going to do this House of Slaughter, and I didn't even read that, and a bunch of people said that was not very good. This is only an 8-issue mini. Now, obviously, they can go with spin-offs of this in 40 different directions. Clearly, it's just, I think, whether or not once they start doing that, if they're quality, great. I think that will help this. If they're just cash grabs and they're not well done, then it hurts this. And I think that's kind of what happened with Killing the Kids. Although, I mean, it is still number one, and those early issues still sell way high. You know, but again, I don't know. I think Kanto's that's a different thing. Yeah, I mean, because that's more like a kids type adventure book. This, I don't think this is not. I mean, this could go
dark.
Who knows? Yeah, this could go any direction.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's
a lot of people are talking about how great it is, how great the idea is. Everybody gets a genie gives one wish, right? Yeah, it's very interesting. I'll be honest, I haven't read much of it, so at some point I'll do a quick deep dive, but I think it's a great idea.
Yeah,
I love original ideas like this.
Yeah, what printing are they on this? Because I'll probably just have to pick up one of the late printings. I don't have this, so either I'll just pick up a late printing or read it online.
Yeah, I'll probably read it online or on a trade. So, alrighty, you guys, we have one more book for everybody out there. Before I do, though, I want to answer a couple questions from the chat. I want to say thank you to everybody that's here. We have 200 till the end. Nate138 says Canto was to be made by Will Smith's film company, so that means it's not getting made. The third printing is coming out soon, Ben, so be on the lookout for that.
Okay.
Yep. Everybody's talking about how great Canto was. Let's see here. Somebody asked at some point if we were going. Here we go. Flame Brain says, Brian and Ben, either you guys going to NYCC? Ben, you going?
I am only going if work takes me to New York. Then I will go, which I never know until the week before.
Yeah. I'm staying away. I got to be honest, you guys. I think NYCC is going to be a shit show. I think there's a lot of bad karma going on right now in con season.
Hey, let me say this. If I go to NYCC, I'm going to jump in the middle of one of these things where everybody's buying all out these things, and I'm going to take some and I'm going to give them to everybody in line that I can give them to for free.
Oh man,
that's what I'm going to do. So if something weird's going on, I'm going to try and get as many copies, and I'm going to start giving them away.
Well, that whole storyline is the storyline that just keeps on getting juicier and juicier. There's new rumors out that supposedly and this is what I'm hearing from quote unquote insiders, that some of the bigger influencers out there that got accused of buying all the Batman 423 gold variants tried to make a deal for half the stock on them there. And I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Like, it just keeps going up in a frenzy, and there's more and more anger and vitriol. And I'm staying away from New York, man. I'm looking forward to Baltimore. I hope I don't feel that way when Baltimore comes, but yeah, staying away from New York. That's for sure.
Man, now I want to go. I'm not kidding. I want to go and just blow those people, and they'd be sitting there like, what are you doing?
Buying books to give to everybody.
Oh, how about this? Even better. When they're sitting at their table and they have them sitting out for $200 or something like that, walk up with somebody that's looking at it and just hand them a copy and say, look, you don't have to spend $200. You can just have this copy, and then walk away.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be awesome, right?
Well, either something like that has to happen where it's just people giving books away, or it's, like I said, it's just going to continue to be a shit show. I'll be honest. Everything is so heavy right now. It is so heavy right now in comics, and that's why I'm staying away from New York. We'll see what happens, though. Cross our fingers, you guys. But we're going to continue to bring the news and bring the Hot 10 lists and all the great content that is going to be coming, because there will be some good information that comes out from New York. That's for sure. So, all right, you guys, on to number one. Trespasser, number one. Hey, I love that alien. I'm all for it. Here we go. What do we got here?
Bro, I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. I have no clue. I was searching sales, and all of a sudden this book pops up, and I'm like, what is this book? I don't even know what this book is. It's from Alterna Comics. It's just a 4-issue miniseries. Then I found out it was from 2017 or something like that.
It was a Kickstarter, right?
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if it was a Kickstarter. All I know is, it says direct sales on it. So,
okay.
I had no idea what this was. Selling for $60 to $100. A week ago, it was $5. I don't know what's going on. I have no clue what happened with this book. Apparently, it got picked up for some kind of an option or something, but holy moly, $5 to 60 to 100 for a book I've never even heard of. I literally have never heard of this book until today.
Well, here is the interesting thing about books like this, and that I enjoy when this type of things happen, because this book doesn't. as from what it looks like and what it sounds like, and chat, let me know if I'm wrong on this. This book might not be a super printed book out there, right?
I mean, like high printed?
Yeah, let me give you the rundown.
I mean, it's from Alterna Comics. I mean,
Yeah.
how many copies could possibly be out there?
So here's the rundown. 2017 is when this came out. After a devastating war ruins the air and food supply for most of the world, Hector and his daughter Maria struggle to survive. But when a strange visitor crash lands in the forest, Hector will go to the unspeakable lengths to protect his child. Printed on newsprint too.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And hey, you guys know me. I love these alien books, man. So I'm going to be on searching for this at some point. Be on the lookout for it. This is
I mean, look, the cover price was only $1.50.
$1.50, bro.
What is going on with this thing?
Yeah. Yep.
This is, I mean, I'm never going to say go out and spend $60 to $100 on this book, but I think 2 years ago, this happened quite a bit where like these books went from like $2 to $100. This is really cool that did that, and especially for some random indie book. Now, I'm never going to say that I don't know if some of those those sales are fake. I have no idea, but I've literally never heard of this book, and there has been a ton of sales. So I don't know what happened. I'm definitely going to, next time I go out digging, I'm definitely going to go to the tees and see if I can find this. I mean, and I will say this, if I find this week, I will give it away next week.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. Just give it away to me because I'll take the alien books. And also, look, did you see any of the other issues? Look at issue number 2 here. Issue number 2 looks kind of creepy, man.
Well,
I'm all about these alien books, bro.
That looks completely different than the first the first cover.
It's a 4-issue limited series, which is cool to me too. So be on the lookout for it, you guys. Here's another example. Perfect chance to make some money on this. And if it's really low printed and the hype continues, this could turn into a big book. A big book. So originally from Comixology, then was printed. Oh, I like that. Publisher is Peter Samedi. Don't take your eyes off of him.
Like he's good looking?
Or like he's putting something in his pockets?
yeah. What
are you saying here?
Yeah, you got all kinds of ways you could go with that, Dennis.
John Longshot 68 says, I have a few titles from Alterna. Jim's Comics mentioned them before a while back. Interesting, like Jim's Comics. So yeah, that's interesting. So here we go. Be on the lookout for Trespasser. It's a damn cool looking alien too. I'll say it again. So very, very cool stuff. Thank you guys, 168 till the end. We got a couple more pieces of information. Ben, do you have anything coming up here soon?
Yes. Well, I mean, I'm gonna have some days off this week, so I'm gonna do all kinds of stuff this week. I'm definitely gonna get some new stuff on the channel. So if you aren't watching, or if you want, and usually I'll try and give stuff away. I know Spec the Deck Comics got his Invincible one,
I saw that.
Kirkham, which was cool. So I try and give away nice things if I can. But the only way you're gonna know that is if you're subscribed, because I want people that are actually subscribed to be the ones that get it. Not somebody that's watching, in passing 3 weeks later. I would prefer people that are part of the actively community or part of the community.
Well, I'll say I agree with that, and not only do I agree with it, I am going to be doing something similar. Tomorrow is my birthday, so
happy birthday!
Thank you. So tomorrow, not only do I have Modern Comic Mayhem tomorrow night, which we are going to be giving away some amazing giveaways. It is the last week in giveaway month. It ends the giveaway month, and that is a thank you to everybody that helped us over here at House of Stein and Beyond Wednesdays and Popcorn Culture get us all to the places that we asked. 1,500 subs. By the way, you guys, go, if you're not subbed up to Popcorn Culture, check in the link below in the description below and go sign up. Show Richie some love. He's going through some bullshit right now. He lost one of his really good friends, and his dad is dealing with some health issues. So send positive thoughts dollars way. Also shout out to Mighty Mel V, who is taking a break, as we know. So send positive thoughts to him. But yeah, come hang out tomorrow on Modern Comic Mayhem. It'll be birthday bash episode. And then before that, I have an all Adam Hughes sale. I got a long box of Adam Hughes books that's going up. We got Catwoman, Wonder Woman, Rare Adam Hughes, Star Wars Adam Hughes. I mean, tons of great Adam Hughes books are going to be available for tomorrow. And that'll be at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern on Whatnot. You guys can find that link in my bio and my link tree. And turn the big 4-2 tomorrow. Getting older and older as days go by.
Man, I passed. I had mine a few weeks ago, and way
just
more
another
than
one,
way
another
more
day
than
at this point.
way more than 4-2.
Yeah. Well, it's just another day at this point. That being said, you guys, we want to say thank you again. Much love to all you guys. Throw a thumbs up. Let us know what you think of the show. Everybody that is in the live chat tonight, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And that being said, we'll see you next time. Adios.